Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to talk about what should you look for in a consent management software. In the series of last around 10 to 12 videos, we have spoken in detail about consent management, types of consents, cookie consents, consent withdrawal, GDPR and CCPA requirements, etc. Now let's look what you should look at in a software when you go for a automation of consent management. So as usual, I'll quickly touch base on the definition of data privacy and consent management. So data privacy, my right that when you come to me and ask me for my personal information for any activity that you want to do for me or for yourself, like marketing, etc., then it is my right to choose what personal information I want to share with whom, right? And what is the purpose of sharing that information? And for completing the task, is that person going to share my information with someone else? If yes, to what extent and for what purpose? That is what data privacy is. And data privacy also gives me the laws and rules that protect me against misuse or inappropriate sharing of my personal information with any third party. That's the basic of data privacy. And this process of you coming to me and asking me for my data and telling me how are you going to retain it, and you retain my permissions with you, is known as consent management. The idea is that you are going to tell me the purpose of why you are collecting my information, what process are you going to adopt and how, and what kind of sharing are you going to do with my personal information with any third party, is what is consent management, right? And data privacy and consent management framework protects me as well as protects you, so that you have clearly defined as an organization that this is what I am collecting and this is how I am going to use it. Right. So now let's get into the details of consent management softwares that are available in the market and what kind of features that you look at. The video does not endorse any particular software, nor do we talk about any particular brand, but we are just talking about what kind of features should you look for in a consent management software. So we start with basic user interface, user friendly with customizable forms, because your compliance requirements as well as your data processing requirements might change from time to time. So you should be able to customize your forms. Should be available in multiple languages also, because your organization must be dealing or could be leading in multiple geographies. Then you need multiple language compatibility with your consent forms. So consent management software has to be accordingly optimized for mobile usage, user friendly, which is a very, very basic thing for any software. Both of them, in fact, even mobile optimization. So the main idea is that forms should be customizable and multiple languages options should be available, so that you can cater to multiple geographies, and alerts related to any changes in forms, form filling, etc. should also be automated. Then you should look at the consent collection process, granular options for each task and subtask to get granular consent, tracking of consent, how was it provided, what all consent has been provided, when was it provided, and logs should be there for this, because audit and compliance. You can look for bulk consent management option as well. That should be there generally, because when you are doing a marketing list add-on and all, then you need bulk consents to be fed in, and you should be able to track consent withdrawal, because consent withdrawal is a very important factor when it comes to talking of consent management under data privacy. And you should be able to control your right to erasure. When the customer says, I want to erase my information from your setup, again, you should be able to track when did he request, a log for it, and then control the erasure of his data from your systems. Next thing that you should look for is its capacity to get integrated with various applications, and it should provide you with APIs to integrate with not so commonly known applications and not so commonly known databases. Again, your requirement could grow in terms of geographies. It could grow in terms of changing compliance requirements for a geography. So the software should be capable of integrations with various databases and applications and third-party tools. It should be scalable. It should be able to accommodate ever-increasing demands of data size as well, and should be a small footprint software. Not that your mobile should get overloaded with consent management software. As far as security is concerned, multi-factor logins for people using the software, access controls, who can see what data, encryption, very, very important, so that your security is well maintained. Data anonymization, where you are step ahead from encryption and you are in a way not keeping all the data together, so that if in case a part of data is lost, then the person who gets an access to that data is not able to combine those different parts and create the data again. So data anonymization is important for consent management softwares as well. And similarly, data pseudonymization is also important for consent management softwares. What else? Compliance and legal. Should be compliant with all major regulations. You would generally talk of GDPR, CCPA and major ones, but now most of the countries have some of the other compliance rules. So the software should be ready and compliant with major ones and flexible to get updated and upgraded as and when a new compliance comes in. Audit trail should be there for consent management. Policy updates should be very flexible, and system should itself have a mechanism where whenever you update a policy, that gets immediately communicated to all the users automatically, right? Some email notification, some messaging, something, so that you don't get into the problems with re-informing everyone. And so it should be capable of issuing public notices on the policies. Management and reporting, very essential tool for any software, especially any management software. It should have control-based access, dashboard-based reporting, identify trends, and should be able to analyze your consent activities and show you the compliance that you have been able to achieve while managing the consent for your organization. Cookiebot. Cookie consent is an important thing, and a Cookiebot integration with a management software is very, very important. It should always be available to scan through your website and check what are all cookies being used, how are they being used, are the banners proper, are the pop-ups proper, and align with your cookie policy. Right? Your organization may be very big. The entire website and sub websites and micro pages may not be under control of one individual or one department. It could be many, right? So in that case, a centralized Cookiebot CMP can help you track any changes happening on your website and show you that you are cookie compliant and your website visitor are very well protected. And it should help achieve you and maintain full compliance in terms of cookies also with centralized cookie management. These are some of the key things that I personally feel and I have gathered from various consent management software users that should be available in a consent management software. A lot of videos are there on the consent management, so you can just subscribe to my channel, go through the videos, share your feedback in the comment box, and press like and bell button to help me improvise my content for future videos. Thank you.